Right guys, so welcome back to a brand new video and the finale of Season 4 of my F1 2019 career mode here today, and this is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the last race, round 21. If you guys missed the last episode at Brazil, then go watch it by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen. But today we are here at Yas Marina. You can see on screen we have no rain expected this weekend. In terms of the R&D graph, at the end of the season, Red Bull brings some upgrades, but other than that, things pretty much remain the same, and you can see the kind of platform, if you will, moving into Season 5 and, you know, how things might change. So there's been teams, for example, Williams haven't developed since the Austrian Grand Prix, for example, so they might be a team to be reckoned with next season. They might have a lot of points saved up. They could be a threat. In terms of other things moving forward, though, this was a highly requested feature, guys, and a lot of you wanted to see my stats. So, as you can see on screen, obviously, we get to do Abu Dhabi. Having said that, so far in this career, you can see on screen my statistics and some of my all-time, you know, goals, if you will. 17 wins, for example, 1,015 points. Pretty good. Only 4 poles. You know, again, we've known for a while qualifying isn't exactly a strong point of mine. You know, we got 1 Constructors' Championship, 2 Drivers' Championships, and yeah, overall a decent spread. But I think obviously you can see qualifying is something I need to improve upon. But you guys can pause the video and enjoy some of the stats. We're going to have some more stats on screen, and this is the season stats specifically. And you can see on screen right now a pretty strong season, really. A lot of podiums and a lot of consistency, really, especially that 5-race win streak from Hockenheim up to Singapore. And you know, in total this season, 8 wins as it stands, and also 6 second places. A really, really good season, really consistent. And we'll see what happens in Abu Dhabi, because we're starting from the back, but you never know, there could be yet another trophy to add to the cabinet. And in terms of other things, finally guys, we have spent all of our points, and you can see on screen I've invested them quite fairly into the engine and the chassis, and also the durability. The durability was really expensive, so I couldn't do too many of those, and I thought, okay, I'll focus on the performance ones from McLaren, so that at least they're still quick next season. So yeah, you can see on screen what the situation is. The aero, of course, is completely maxed out, and I think I've done a pretty good job of, you know, giving McLaren as much as I can before we depart them, and I've spent every single one of my points up until the remaining 16 points that we have left. But guys, that's going to be it for the intro, if you will, and like in the last episode, we are going to jump straight into the racing. This race will be in cockpit view, and we will start from the back of the grid at Abu Dhabi. So let's get racing, guys, and let's send off Season 4 into the sunset with a high and have a decent race. So let's get racing. It's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 21 corners here at Yas Island Circuit, with 10 to the right and 11 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.4 miles. 2 long straights open up some passing opportunities into the chicanes, and we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Vettel, Leclerc and Alexander Albon, Bottas, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Norris, Lance Stroll and Kimi Raikkonen, Grosjean and Martinez. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, so here we are then on the grid for the final time in Season 4, and we start from the back in 20th place, and we pretty much got to get past every single car on the grid to try and win this, simple as that, and we're going to try and do that here today and see how high we can finish. We've got the preferable strategy, which is going to be a 2-stopper with the mediums onto softs once again. That is probably the best strategy for this track. There is an outside chance we could 1-stop it, but We'll see how the tyre life is, because that's a bit of an asterisk, but potentially there could just be a medium strength of the soft tyre available to us. In terms of fuel, we're running 3 extra laps of fuel because we can run the whole race with this engine flat out and just basically give it hell and, really push the engine to its limits. But no rain expected. It's going to be a very straightforward one. Cockpit view, starting from the back. Let's get racing and let's end Season 4 on a high. Right, here we go. Let's try and get a good start as we build up the revs here and get ready for the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. Oh my god, Grosjean's off to a flyer. What a start from Romain Grosjean there on the right hand side. Into turn 1, we're just going to sit back for now. A little bit of contact there with Grosjean. We do hit our front wing slightly on him. We're going to squeeze past and get the inside for turn number 3 side by side with the Haas driver. Currently boxed in on the outside. We do find a little bit of space and we're going to use that to go on the outside of a couple of cars, including Kevin Magnussen. As we go into the hairpin, let's try and focus on a good exit. Getting a bit of a switchback on Kimi Räikkönen here, which isn't too bad actually. I think we're close enough for a move. Tucked into the slipstream of the Mercedes. Going to stay in there to the last second. Try and follow the slipstream from the cars in front. How late are we on the brakes? Pretty late, but I can't go any later than that because otherwise we would hit the car in front. We are going to go around the outside of Kimi and that become the inside, and there we go. We make the move up to P16. And so far so good. Good start from us. Good awareness. It looks like Kimi's going to try and re-challenge, but he's not close enough into the brake zone, so we will remain in front of the Iceman for now. We've got Norris in front, and then in front of him it looks like it could be Antonio Giovinazzi, and then after that is Valtteri Bottas. So a couple of cars to get by, but so far so good. Good progress. Sainz currently in P3, I believe, from what I can tell, as Verstappen starts to open up a gap out front in the improved Red Bull this race with their upgrades, of course. So Verstappen could be on to win this race if he holds that lead. We've got good pace here. Car feels really quick. I think we've got a good chance. If we clear the traffic nice and early, we can get ourselves into this race like the last one in Brazil. Let's try and make a move on Lando here because I want to make some progress as soon as possible. Bit of a lock up into the hairpin, running a little bit hot, trying to get the switchback exit, which doesn't quite work out, to be fair. Unfortunately for us, I was hoping to get a bit more momentum, but we're going to have to just sit in the slipstream. No DRS just yet either, so we are gaining a little bit on Lando here, but not enough. Huge double front lock up there. That was scary for a second. I thought it was going to run into the back of Lando as we take a big chunk of curb, trying to get the distance cut down and get a bit closer to Lando. We are closer this time on this straight, but I think we might just run out. We are going to put some pressure on. I'm going to try my luck around the outside. Is that possible? Yes, it is. And we make the move. Oh, fantastic. Wasn't expecting that, but we just took a chance around the outside. Nice and late on the brakes, and it paid off. I want to check my tyres. My front right is actually overheating a little bit on the mediums. That says a lot about how these cars are so ruthless on tyres now and how much they overheat around here. So I've got to try and take it a little bit easier on the right front and take some stress off it. So we'll just cool it down on the driving style for now. But P15 after 2 laps, that's good progress. Let's try and keep it going. A better lap from us there. Much more pace. Tyres have cooled down a little bit. And a personal best 35.2, that's more like it. As we start to close in on Antonio Giovinazzi, who's also a medium tyre, so it's important to at least get past those on the medium so that we're the lead medium tyre runner for strategy. That's really important. I want to try and get myself within DRS range if I can. Let's see if I've done enough this time. I think I might have done just. I think we are within DRS now of the Ferrari driver.
We're running an excess of fuel. We can turn up the engine to mix mode 3 if you need it. Turn fuel to rich.
Yep, and we do have DRS as well, which is good. Let's push on and let's try and hunt these guys down. Another personal best. Obviously that one was with DRS assistance, so it's not really accurate. But we're now tucked in behind these two. And Bottas doesn't have DRS from anybody in front, so this could be interesting. We might be able to make a couple of overtakes on this lap if we time it right. Let's see if we can get the nice run, get nice and close through here, and really put the pressure on. So first of all, Giovinazzi, let's try and tackle him first and foremost. Into the hairpin, trying to get the throttle down nice and early. There we go, nice bit of traction there. Well within range of the Ferrari. Looks like he's got the run on Bottas as well. This could be tasty. Look at that, Bottas is sitting duck. We're going to go to the inside, make it a double overtake possibly. Down the inside of Gio, he leaves me just enough room. Bottas back down the inside. I'm going to get pushed off a little bit onto the escape road and onto the exit there of the curb. Yellow flag for somebody. Not sure for who, but it's now green. Oh, Bottas comes right across me there. Let's let these two go side by side and we'll pick up the scraps.
Okay, some information on Magnussen. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Magnussen out the race in the Williams. This battle is fierce between Bottas, myself and Giovinazzi here. Really good scrap for P13 on the medium tyres. Well, let's try this one again. We have got the run on Bottas here. I'm tucked in behind him. He's saving energy. But I'm not going to commit to an overtake just yet. Makes no sense to go for a move here. We might as well wait till the straight. Let's get ourselves nicely set up for this one. A bit of a lock up there. That's not going to help, but we should get the exit. There we go. That's perfect. This time we do have enough, I think, to get past Bottas before he passes Giovinazzi. Here we go. To the outside. Easy move. Verstappen's out. Ooh. Okay. The race leader, Max Verstappen, out of the race. We are going to enter a yellow flag zone.
Caution, caution.
A little bit unfortunate, but hopefully we'll go green and I can pass Giovinazzi here. There we go. We're green. And around the outside we go. Easy move. This time we get the double overtake, which I wanted last lap. And with Verstappen's retirement, we're now up to P12. And suddenly Carlos is in the lead of the race as well, which is great for his championship. So let's get moving and let's go past these next three cars in front of us, which are two Toro Rossos and the Renault.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy.
Okay, so the team's suggesting a one-stopper, which is what I said before. There is an outside chance of that happening. Depends how well we keep our medium tyres in this stint. So we'll monitor that and see how things progress. But for now, I'm still committing to the two-stopper, I think. Cars in the pit lane, more specifically an Alfa Romeo. Let's find out who it is. Probably Pierre Gasly, I'm guessing. Yes, it is. So we're starting to put some pressure on Hülkenberg now, and the cars in front. These guys are on soft tyres, so they've got a bit better compound. But having said that, it's at that crossover point now where, you know, the mediums should be starting to have some pace as we're overheating our fronts. I could really notice that. I've got some understeer there and picked up a track extension for running wide. Got to be careful. Tyres are struggling. This is why the two-stopper is probably the better option as well, because I can't really push at the minute, which is annoying. But we are within DRS, which is good. Let's see if Hülkenberg makes a move on the Toro Rosso here. We'll try and capitalise and maybe get the double overtake. Here we go. Hülkenberg sends one down the inside, or down the outside, sorry. I've got to try to not lock up the fronts. I might adjust the brake bias, but Hülkenberg and Albon side by side. We are going to get the better exit. We are going to have DRS as well, but I think Albon might just get this. We're gaining on Hülkenberg though. We're going to go to the inside. He does come across to defend. I've got to brake as late as I can without taking out Albon. And that's exactly what we do as we move up into the top 10 and into the points. So really good stuff so far. Nice clean overtakes, aggressive overtakes. Let's keep going that way. Carlos pits, as do a load of others, including Albon in front of me, who gets out of my way. So thank you very much for that one. Quite a few cars in the pit lane. Let's push. Important lap here. We need to try and get on the back of Kvyat if we can. And maybe pick up some DRS on the second straight. We're up to P4 now on the mediums, making progress here. Oh, that's a bit of oversteer there. Cars in the pit lane. We're right on the back of Kvyat here. He's quite slow actually into turn one there. Not sure what that's all about, but we're on the back of him. He's definitely slow for some reason. I don't know if he's slowing down. He's got a problem maybe, but we've got more pace than him at the minute. I've got my engine turned up. I'm going to go down the inside here. Leave some room, but that was an awkward overtake. Lost so much time. But I think Kvyat's got a car problem because he's going quite slow. He's going awkwardly slow. But we do make the move, and we are going to lead a couple of laps of this race. Now we need to push, use the clean air, and try and pull away. At this point, I'm debating the one-stopper because now we've got clean air, we can kind of decide. But I'm going to have a couple of laps where I see what the pace is like, and then I'll make my mind up. Cars pit in off the mediums, including Kvyat. So Gasly, I believe, is the net race leader behind me at the minute. Do I two-stop or one-stop? I really don't know what to do. Tyre looks okay, so I could make it work on the one. Perez with the purple lap. He is on soft tyres in that racing point in P3 as it stands. Still debating what to do. It's going to be close. The tyres look okay for tyre wear, but they don't feel that great. I'm not really enjoying this, so I might just pit and go gung-ho, to be honest. But I'm going to pit a little bit later, so I'll probably go lap 14 and do 2 7-lap stints on soft tyres both times. Right, we're going to box in this lap. I can't go any longer, and I'm getting caught up with the cars behind. Perez on soft tyres is very quick. And I've just fallen off a cliff really. I just don't have the pace on these. So we're going to go for the more aggressive option of the two-stop and just push flat out for the rest of the race. So onto the soft tyres we go, as we have a huge lock-up on pit entry. That was massive. That cost me a lot of time. Could have also down to the 80, and there we go. Don't need those tyres anymore, so onto the soft tyres we will go. Looks like we're going to rejoin probably in P11, I think, if my math is correct. Here we go.
Release, release.
2-second stop, we'll take that. There goes Hulkenberg and Albon, and we're going to rejoin in P11 on soft tyres, hopefully. Clean air.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Let's make sure we do rejoin here, and yes we do. There's a Ferrari on its way, but we're too far ahead. Right then, let's use this clean air to push and make this aggressive strategy work. 7 hot laps coming up. That's what we need. Purple final sector, good pace. Let's try and keep it up and be consistent with it. We need some really big laps and at least try and get ourselves into the top 10 at least. Purple lap, 33.5, good pace. Not electric pace, you know, no purple sectors in that, but still good pace. Hopefully the tyres stay consistent, that's what I need. So we are closing in on Albon and Hulkenberg. Hamilton pits for Racing Point onto medium tyres it seems. We're getting close to Albon now and Hulkenberg. I'm going to just miss out on DRS I think this lap. My tyres are overheating on the front quite badly. I'm struggling to keep them under control now as the tyre wear kicks in, but I think I've just got myself within DRS range at least, which is something. I wonder if we could pass him into the final corner possibly. He does go defensive. Hulkenberg pits. Lots of cars in the pit lane once again. Going to get a handful of places. Albon going pointlessly defensive into turn 1 as we make our way up to P4 as cars leave the pit exit. Let's see if we can try and get past the Toro Rosso driver here as we make our way through 1, 2 and 3. Down towards the chicane. This is all just costing me time here, but Albon taking such awkward defensive lines. I'd rather just stuck to the plan. Into the hairpin. Going to focus on getting the exit. There we go. Nice and clean on the traction. We now wait for the DRS. There it is. There's going to be an easy overtake with lots of momentum to the outside. Take the racing line, and that is the move done easily for what is P3, and that would be a net P10 I believe on strategy. So let's keep pushing. Let's use these tyres up. A couple more laps to go. We'll pit lap 20 for the new set. If I can make it lap 21, I'll do lap 21, but we'll see how that goes. Sainz pits along with, I believe, Pierre Gasly, who were the 2 remaining guys on the mediums on the 2-stopper yet to pit in. So we are going to inherit first place once again as they leave the pit exit. There they are, Gasly and Sainz. We're going to take P1 back once again in this race. And clean air, let's push. Okay, we're going to box in. These tyres have not completely had it, but I've got Perez right behind me and I don't want to lose time battling or falling through the field, falling through the pack. So we're going to try and avoid time loss by pitting in and just getting out of their way. Let's make sure we get a better pit entry this time and a little bit cleaner. There we go, no locking up. Easy does it. Get it slowed down to the 80, and there we go. That's much better than the first one. Those guys will go by. Everyone's setting a purple lap. Currently P6, so looks like we are going to rejoin probably outside the points again, unless cars pit.
Exit now.
2.1, a good stop there. Currently P9. Can we rejoin in P9? It's going to be close. Probably P10.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
We're going to rejoin just behind Nico Hulkenberg, who we were behind in the previous stint, but ahead of Albon. So there we go. We're into the points at least. And there's quite a way to the next car, unfortunately, for us. Seems like this hasn't been our best race in terms of pace, and overheating has been a problem with my tyres. I just can't get them under control, but we are right at the back of Hulkenberg, so we'll pass him straight away here, I think, and get him out of the way. So it will be at least P9 in this race. Here we go. We're gaining on the Renault. Going to stick to the racing line. Keep our tyres nice and clean. Don't get them dirty off the line. On the brakes, easy does it. Open up the line to then get the grid exit, and that way Hulkenberg, even with DRS, won't re-challenge. And there we go. Perfect traction. Up next, Sebastian Vettel. Let's try and hunt these guys down. Just giving it everything on this lap. Just trying to at least secure the fast lap of the Grand Prix and score the extra point. That's probably the maximum I can do. 32.2. And we're closing in on the cars in front. Vettel, Leclerc, and I believe Ricciardo. So let's keep that going and let's keep pushing. I don't think I've got the pace to get Sebastian, unfortunately. Tyres are starting to fade. So it could just be P9 for us here today, unfortunately. I'm just not really making the difference anymore when it comes to pace, and I've run out of fuel. And ERS is pretty low as well. Tires are overheating, I'm struggling so much. Vettel's right there, but I'm just not close enough, unfortunately. And the AI now tend to pick up their pace in the last 2 laps. Here we go then, through the final few corners now, into the final sector. It just wasn't to be today, unfortunately. We just didn't really end it on a high as I really hoped, but the pace wasn't really there, and also the tyres were just really poor. Overheating all the time, really, whenever I pushed, which made it really, really hard to make any progress. But still, we'll score a couple of points, make it 3 points, plus the fastest lap. But yeah, overall, the key thing is we won both championships, and Season 4 is now officially over.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A victory for Racing Point. The team will certainly be celebrating tonight. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Sergio Perez wins at Abu Dhabi ahead of Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly. Hamilton misses out on the podium along with George Russell in P5 and Ricciardo in 6th. Then we've got Charles Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, ourselves in P9 ahead of Alex Albon in 10th and scoring the final point. Hulkenberg misses out along with Giovinazzi, Bottas, Stroll, Kvyat, Norris, Raikkonen, Grosjean. And then we've got Verstappen and Magnussen as the 2 retirements here today. In terms of the standings officially after that race, that is the final classification as Perez manages to finish just within 100 points. Carlos Sainz in P5 in the end. And yeah, overall, a pretty decent season. In terms of the constructors, we finished 113 points clear of Racing Point, 1 point shy of the 600 mark, which would have been fantastic. But overall, Mercedes are at the bottom, McLaren are at the top. And there you go, guys. That is it. That is the final classified standings of Season 4 in this season of Career. But guys, we're now going to move into some contract negotiations regarding our future going into Season 5. So let's talk to the agent and let's see what the offers are.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year.
Right, so here we are then, guys, on the laptop, and we're about to choose our new team for Season 5. And it was a pretty interesting one, because it was the most popular one on the poll. It really surprised me, actually. And normally, I would overrule this, and I wouldn't do this, because I've already done it before. But I have unfinished business due to a game crash which deleted my career mode save originally. Hence why this is my second career mode. So, you guys can guess it, we are going to sign for Ferrari, make our return, and this time we're going to finish the job that we tried to start in the original career mode, which we never got to finish, and this time we're going to try and get the job done. So we're going to sign for the Prancing Horse, and we're going to try and win the championships with them. So, let's sign the contract. There we have it then, the contract has been signed, and we have now joined Ferrari for Season 5. And guys, if you enjoyed this season, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video, and also subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content. And also, guys, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them, and hopefully Season 5 is even more exciting moving forward. But guys, that is it for this video here today, and turn notifications to not miss the start of Season 5. And yeah, guys, that'll be it for me today, and I'll see you in my next one very soon for the start of Season 5 in Melbourne, Australia. But until then, it's goodbye from me, guys.